Welcome to your new favorite podcast, Two Chicks with Hiking Sticks, with your hosts,
Monica.
Susan. Howdy. Welcome to our new podcast, Two Chicks with Hiking Sticks. I'm Susan.
I'm Monica.
And we're glad you've joined us today.
Obviously, this is our first broadcast. We are basically introducing ourselves and what we're trying to do in the podcast.
That's right, because we thought you might want to know what these two chicks with hiking sticks are going to be doing for you. So we're going to start. I'll start first. I'll go first. So I'm Susan, like I said, and I had this idea a while back, 2021, when I retired. I really wanted to go out and see all the national parks. And so, everybody talks about the 63 national parks, but I really wanted to talk about at the time, it was 423, I think at the time. It's now 433. But anyhow, I wanted to go out and go see them all. And so I set off on this journey, bought a car, said, I'm going. And I did. I went.
Where exactly did you go?
Well, it's funny. Last year, I went to all four corners of the United States. So I went up to Maine. I was down in southern Florida. I went to Southern California, and I went to the tippy-top northwest part of Washington.
Wow.
The prior year, I did Alaska. Oh, hey, it's Alaska.
Nice.
I made that all work together.
Yes, you did.
So anyhow, I had an interest in the national parks, but the thing I was most interested in was everybody talks about the 63 big ones, like the Zions, the Yellowstones, the Yosemites and all. But I really liked all the other smaller ones, which are the national monuments, the national memorials, the national historic parks, the national battlefields. And as I was going to these sites, I'm like, I don't think they get enough love. We need to show them love. We need to go out and visit these places because they have such rich history about people in our history of the country, the indigenous folks that were here. I mean, just how they lived. Understanding all of that has just been fantastic to go through and visit and learn. And so I was like, I really want to share that with everyone, but I'm like, I need some help with that. So in comes Monica.
That's me. First, how many national parks have you been to?
I've been to 52 of the 63, 181 of the 433.
Holy crap. I've been to 4. I've been to Big Bend. We live in Texas. I have been to Mesa Verde in Colorado. I've been to Rocky Mountain National Park in Colorado. And the Missions here in San Antonio, which are a National Historic Site. And I've also been to the National Seashore, which is also here in Texas.
And that's an NPS site too. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, the recreational areas are part of those 433. And I mean, there's a whole lot of things that are listed there. So we're versed.
No, she's versed in national parks. I am better versed in Texas state parks. I have been to quite a few Texas state parks. And I used to do a lot of camping. I have, did tent camping, trailer. I had an RV.
You had it all.
I had it all. And I would like to say that I'm going to do more camping, but I'm going to be sticking to cabins now because...
For glamping.
Because as I'm getting older, my back and my knees just don't like the ground the way they used to. Not that they ever liked it a lot, but they tolerated it better.
Which, kind of takes us to part of why we're doing this podcast, because we know that there are people out there like us that really want to get out and enjoy the outdoors. But as we've gotten older, it's like, in some cases, maybe you haven't done it before, or in some cases you have, but you're older and you want to do it a little bit differently than you did before.
You're restarting.
Yeah, restarting. We're rebooting. That's what we're doing.
Yes, that's exactly right. We are rebooting. Or if you are older and maybe you're retired now, or, you've got some time on your hands and you have decided that you would like to see more of nature, or do something to get you in a little bit better shape, which not working for me, but
shh, don't tell anybody.
But it's still good. It's still good. You are there's a Japanese word. I can't remember what the words are, but they have something that they call forest bathing. Are you familiar with that?
No, but it
Okay.
sounds leafy.
It's very leafy, and actually, that's also something that has been going on for a while, where it's basically going out in nature. Okay, you're one with the grass and the trees and the leaves, and you're absorbing nature, and it brings your stress level down. It brings your blood pressure down. But there is a Japanese term for it. If any of you know it, put it in the comments. But yeah, it's called forest bathing, and there are places here in San Antonio, and people that actually lead like forest bathing opportunities in and around this area.
Where have I been all my life?
Where have you been all your
Evidently
life?
not forest bathing.
Not forest bathing. Yeah.
But there's something to being outside, right? Which is what we really like. And, I'm not a get up at the crack of dawn and go do 15 mile of hiking. No, not
No.
happening, right?
No.
But I'll do a 1, 3, 5 mile hike.
Definitely.
And I can do moderately strenuous sometimes, depending upon the length, type
Depends
of
on my
hike.
joints. Yes. If my ankle is good, if my hip's okay, I can do something moderate.
Yeah, and there's a lot to be said about it because sometimes when you go online, you see all the big hikes everybody does. It's like, well, what about the smaller ones? Are those really doable? And what do I need to make sure I have with me? And it's stuff like that we want to make sure that we're sharing with y'all because we've experienced it. I've been on many, many, many hikes and had many, many different types of hiking shoes and my sticks and everything. So we're really wanting to share that with you.
Hiking sticks. You need those.
You do because we're two chicks with them.
That's right. Two chicks with hiking sticks.
So anyhow, so that's really what we're focusing on is this wonderful world we have around us that is not just our National Park Service units that are out there, but it's our state, it's the cultural heritage sites that are around us. There's a host of places that are just waiting to be explored. And the one stat that I always like to throw out there, because it really helps us understand how these smaller sites are not seen enough, is that everybody talks about the increase year over year of people visiting the national parks. It's gone up 2% over last year. Great and wonderful. However, the top on that list, there are 17 million visitors a year. The bottom of that list, I think, is like 7,000 visitors a year. And it's these lower or smaller visited sites that really pack a punch in terms of what you can learn, again, about the history of the cultural world that we live in. So we're going to be bringing that to light.
She is big on history and culture. I'm okay on culture. I'm not that great on history, so I'll be
And?
deferring to her on everything and learning. I'll be learning at the same time as you will hopefully be learning.
Yeah, we're going to learn together because I don't even know it all, although I've learned something about Texas history and Texas state parks and Governor Neff. But it's that kind of thing that you learn and explore and get out and see, and then we're going to share that and help prepare you to go out and do the same thing in your spot of the world.
I'm guessing Governor Neff is somehow related to Mother Neff State Park. Was that the first state park?
I don't know if it was. Maybe
Okay.
it was because he's like kind of the founder of the Texas state parks.
Okay, I've been to Mother Neff. I camped there.
And there you
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
So that's where we're going to take you on our journey through all of these places and sites and scenes and stuff. And we're hoping that you'll join us.
One of the things that I just want to touch on very quickly is I think if there was ever a good time to go visit national parks and state parks, but especially right now, national parks, this is the time. We want to support all of our national parks, all the national park personnel, all the volunteers that work at national parks. It's important that we continue to be good custodians of our nation. And I think the best way that we can do that is to go and see these places, experience them, treat them with the reverence that they deserve, and enjoy them, because that's what they're there for. That's what previous administrations set that land aside for. That's what people donated that land for. Yeah.
That is a huge part of it because in Texas, in the beginning, that's the only way they got land set aside. There was not money to buy the land because there just wasn't any money in the coffers to be able to do that. So they actually put a team together to go to the local people and say, okay, are you willing to give up this spot of land to make it a state park? And, I'm always thankful for the people who always remember to preserve things or also to give up land in order for others to enjoy. And this is a case of that. So just it's amazing people that have done that for us.
Yeah, and it's important that we continue to go there and make their contribution worthwhile, I think.
Yeah.
So that's something I definitely wanted to add. I want to shout out to Leslie D because she thought of the name Two Chicks with Hiking Sticks. And then we polled a bunch of our friends, and we had a lot of different ideas for the names for this podcast. But this one won, and we're really happy with it. I think
it fits us.
Yeah, it describes us to a T.
That's right. Next, we just need to bring in our hiking sticks, I suppose. But
yeah, maybe. So let's see. Before I forget, because we're going to try to build subscribers, this is our intro episode, just kind of telling you who we are and why we're doing this. But if you have any interest at all in maybe learning this, or you think it's going to be fun, we hope it's going to be fun. We're both kind of goofy, and we both, I think we have a similar sense of humor. And so there's probably going to be a lot of laughs on this podcast. And if you find any of that interesting, please subscribe. Please give us a thumbs up. And if you want to know when our next podcast is going to be coming out, which it should be real soon, then click that little bell so that it'll notify you and let you know when it's coming out.
We can ring your bell.
No, I'm not going to ring your bell.
It was kind of funny though, wasn't it?
No.
Okay. And that's a no.
Yeah, some of you might have found it funny. Sometimes I'll find it. If I find it funny, you'll know. I'll laugh a lot.
I just chuckle.
Yeah, but
Often called Betty Rubble chuckle, but anyhow. All right, so I think
I got to think about that one. But I digress. Go ahead.
I think that's about it. So we're hoping that you find the topics that we're going to cover of interest. And we hope you also provide us with feedback of things that you would like us to talk about. And we can share all those experiences that we've had through all the places that we visited over our years and help it make it easier for you to come out and also experience those things too. So,
and if you've got a favorite park, put it down in the comments.
Yes,
please.
Absolutely.
We'd like to know.
And we might show up, and there you go.
You never know.
All right. Well, anything else, Monica?
I think we're good, Susan.
All right. Well, then we'll be checking you guys later.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.